It's Week 15 of the National Football League, and we'll get to see Tyler Lockett. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Seahawks and the Packers under the lights on Sunday night.
Well, the city of Seattle known for coffee, grunge music, and, of course, rain. And we're definitely going to get a heavy dose of the last of those three here tonight as you look inside a wet and wild Lumen Field. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden. Charles, you look at the Seahawks team as they get ready here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory. So the Packers make their way out for the first time, and it's Jordan Love that has the keys to the car here in his 5th season as a pro and 2nd as a starter. Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Love going to throw right away. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down. Now Love. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
And this will be a Packers first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Reed. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 36. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. first carry now for A.J. Dillon. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 3rd and 1.
Ready.
And now Love going to change things up. On play action, they'll throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Romeo Doubs with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Hey, bring it. Smash.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays. And that drive all capped off with a Romeo Doubs touchdown. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Seahawks set to go on offense here, and it is the Pro Bowler Geno Smith at quarterback, Charles, in his 12th NFL season.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but it'll be second down. You look at this Packers defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the passer, number 28.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Back to Walker on first down. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 18 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown.
And a rushing title's definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
7 yards there and a first down.
Let's go. There we go.
They'll try the air now with Smith. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Walker now on 1st and 10. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. And going right back to Walker. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. From the gun, here's Smith. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Come on, set.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Here's Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down. Love looking to throw it. And Watson has it right side. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 34-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Ready.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
Love now. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Buying time to his left. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Seahawks offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And here we are in the month of December with his name sitting atop the leaders in rushing yards as the season nears its end. Strong finish here in the final stretch of games could earn him the crown. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Now it's Smith off the bootleg. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 52 yards rushing for him now to this point. Now 2nd and 3. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. The Seahawks had 6 and 7, a game under 500 on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Hey, here we go, hey.
Geno now to throw. His throw incomplete.
He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does, and that was a risky throw right there.
got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
This has neither the distance nor the accuracy. It's no good, and they will not cut into that 10-point lead.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
Ready.
Love with a give to Dillon. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
Here we go. Ready, go.
They run again with Dillon. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Again, it's Dillon. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And this pass broken up. But the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's Daniel Whelan now. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Geno. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On the counter, it's Walker. He'll get it up near midfield to the 49 before being taken down. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. 10-0 our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Here we go. Here we go.
Back to throw, Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers 30. Throwing now is Geno. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
Here we go.
Here's Smith. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now, remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Smith. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, a pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. They snap it to Smith. Dancing to his left. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop.
Ready.
Love from the gun. A short throw to Musgrave. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go.
Love. A short throw to Musgrave. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Come on, set. Hut.
Throwing. Love. They'll set up a screen for Dillon. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This is 2nd and 8.
Set, hut. Set.
Going back to Love. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. He's to the 15. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, 65 yards. And the Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. He's going to get this complete here to Lockett. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he's going to be taken out of bounds, but not before he gets this all the way down to the 10. Another catch for him there, and the numbers starting to stack up a bit. He's closing in already on a 100-yard game. We're still in the first half. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Throwing is Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Seahawks are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And it's 17-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Green Bay about set for another series. Here comes Romeo Doubs. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Brock Purdy leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head east to the land to check on the Brownies at home at Cleveland Browns Stadium. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. And finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way. Both these teams getting a chance to dry out, maybe change their cleats if need be, but halftime's just about over. Time to get back to it. And for the call of the second half, here's Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. You look at the numbers for him, and 1,000 yards obviously well within his sights, barring injury. He will get there. The question, will he get there in this game?
Well, he would love to. Duh, right? Of course he would. But, you know, watching him play this year, we often talk about defenses, you know, allocating extra resources to try and stop a guy of his ilk, right? But you know what else kicks in? His pride to say, okay, I don't care how many you throw in my direction, I'm still going to find a way to get open. I will use different moves. I will move against formation. I will come underneath routes and try and run through some people and kind of get natural picks in order to work his way open. He wants to get that 1,000, and he doesn't want any less passes to come to his direction.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 105 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Play action. It's Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Seahawks are back within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. To throw now, here's Love. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Lloyd. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Down. Check pink. Black block. Yellow. Line.
To the right side, this is Dillon. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Here we go. Here we go. Set. Go. Ready?
To pass, here's Jordan Love. That is caught. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Ready? Ready. Ready?
Dillon now on 1st and 10. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Let's go.
Up the middle they go. Lloyd. And a short gain here down to the 22. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Now Love. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Draymond Jones in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. Sly able to put this one through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
124 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. They run again with Walker. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Smith. He hits his target, Lockett. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. You take a look at his receiving numbers so far. He's been terrific. Up over 100 yards now for the game. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, here we go, hey.
To throw is Smith. He'll get this complete to the tight end Barner. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. They come up on a 1st and goal and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. Walker is in. Touchdown, Seattle. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Now Myers for the extra point. The rain making this treacherous, but the extra point is good, and with it, it'll give them the lead. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it was Ken Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Dillon on the inside give. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. Here's Love. Throw left side complete. That's Lloyd. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
From the gun, here's Smith.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards, 2nd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Love looking to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Reed. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Set, ready. Blue check. Smith red.
Love now. They go screen with Dillon. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
In motion, the tight end.
Ready?
To throw again on second down. Love. That's taken in by Watson. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go. Ready, ready.
They'll look to throw again. That's complete to Dobbs. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on first and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Back to throw again. Touchdown, Packers! Jaden Reed from 3 yards out. And the Packers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. In motion goes the tight end. Love throwing for it. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5.
As we prepare for these games, we've noticed offensive coordinators have had an expanded playbook on 2-point conversion tries, because they never know when they may have to use it during a game.
But that also means the defense probably has more for these situations too, right?
No doubt about it. I think for the most part, defenses will be aggressive on 2-point tries. They want to get after the offense and make them force the issue.
And here the defense wins. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Sticking with Walker on second down. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. Walker with another carry. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. 147 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Throwing now is Gino. Keeps himself upright. Forced out to his left. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. They'll try the air now with Smith. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Smith. Catch is made by Metcalf. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now to the ground, here's Walker. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They come up now on 2nd and 2. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Kenneth Walker with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Seahawks answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. So here's Love and the Packers. Down by a field goal. A little over 80 ticks to go. A possible crippling loss. And the ball comes out. Love lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And that will set him up in excellent shape. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Here's Walker. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Again, Walker. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Walker. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Ken Walker finishing strong with 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Seahawks get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. The extra point now coming from Myers. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Here's Love. Flushed out right.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play, but in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Love. And now another one thrown incomplete. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
Let's go now. Check right. Switch. Yellow. Check pink.
Love looking to throw it. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
Here we go.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, and that should just about do it. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. Just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Seahawks, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.